Today we're taking a look at these MLB matches, which are happening on Monday, June 27, 2022, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 60 extra betting picks all the way up to 360 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting picks that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. Washington Nationals vs Pittsburgh Pirates. Our team pick is Washington Nationals for the win, and here is why. The Pittsburgh Pirates are brutally struggling at the dish so far this season, as their .652 team ops, which is 28th in the league. They also are scoring 3.65 runs per game as a lineup. Center fielder Bryan Reynolds has been doing okay at the plate throughout the regular season, as he has a .772 ops with 12 homers and 25 RBI, while stealing 3 bases as well. He has been hitting well in his last 7 games, as he is 8 for 26 with a homer, 4 RBI, and 4 runs scored during that stretch. The Pirates come into this matchup after getting swept in a 3-game series in Tampa Bay over the weekend. Eric Fed has not done well throughout the season so far, according to his baseball saving page, as he is in the 4th percentile in chase rate, 7th percentile in whiff percentage, 20th percentile in walk percentage, and 22nd percentile in strikeout percentage. Fed has a 5-pitch arsenal: sinker, curveball, cutter, changeup, fastball, and his cutter has been his best pitch, as it has a .209 batting average and a .372 slugging percentage. This is his second start of the year against Pittsburgh, as he won back in August, as he went 5 innings and allowed 2 runs on 4 hits with 2 walks and 6 strikeouts. Bryce Wilson has not pitched well at all this season, according to his baseball saving page, as he is in the 1st percentile in SBA, 3rd percentile in ZERA, 6th percentile in XSLG, and 15th percentile in average exit velocity. Wilson has 5 different pitches: fastball, sinker, curveball, slider, changeup, and his changeup has been hit the most, as it has a .526 batting average and a 1.053 slugging percentage this season. He faced the Nationals once this season and didn't factor into the decision, as he went 4.1 innings and allowed 2 runs on 4 hits with 3 walks and 2 strikeouts. I'm going to try Washington here. Fed had a couple of spotty starts earlier this month, posting 6 earned on 11 hits and 6 walks in a combined 11.0 innings. Fed was able to bounce back in his last outing though. He logged 6.0 shutout frames versus Baltimore with 2 hits and a walk. I like Fed to put up a solid effort here in an eventual Nationals win. Our total pick is over the total, and here is why. In Monday night MLB action, the Pittsburgh Pirates will travel to the nation's capital to take on the Washington Nationals. The Pirates, 29-43, are looking to snap a 3-game losing skid and are at distant 3rd place in the NL Central Division. On Sunday, Pittsburgh managed just 6 hits and struck out 12 times during a 4-2 road loss against Tampa Bay. Pittsburgh manager Derek Shelton has yet to name a starting pitcher for this game. The Pirates lack quality options on a staff that ranks 25th in the majors with a 4.57 team ERA and have logged just 11 quality starts. The Washington Nationals have dropped 26 of their first 38 home games and are trapped in the NL East Division cellar. On Sunday, 1B Josh Bell collected 3 hits and scored a pair of runs to spark Washington to a 6-4 road victory against Texas. DH Nelson Cruz drove in 3 runs for the Nationals, who improved to 27-48 on the year. 29-year-old righty Eric Fed, 5.54 ERA, will head to the hill for the Nationals in this contest. Last time out, Fed allowed just 2 hits across 6 frames during a 3-0 road victory against Baltimore. New York Yankees vs Oakland Athletics. Our team pick is New York Yankees minus 1.5 runs. And here is why. The Oakland Athletics have not started this season as they planned, but they still have plenty of time to turn this season around. They are currently in last place in the AL West and 22.0 games out of 1st place. At the plate, the A's are only scoring 3.15 runs per game and hitting .211 as a team. This is the 29th least amount of runs scored per game and the lowest overall team batting average. They have struggled to make contact with the ball all season, as they just can't find their groove at the plate. They have also struggled to consistently reach base safely, which has made it much more difficult to score. They are only averaging .70 home runs per game, which is the 29th lowest average as well. They are one-dimensional at the plate, as they desperately need a spark. I am expecting Oakland to stay aggressive once they have reached base safely, though. They have already taken 44 bases this season, which is the 8th most in the league. They will attempt to move their base runners into scoring position as quickly as they can, as they haven't efficiently scored all season. Watch for Seth Brown at the plate in this one, as he has already hit 9 home runs and driven in 35 runs, which leads his team. The New York Yankees have shown that they are one of the best teams in the MLB this season. They are currently in first place in the AL East, as they are currently 11 games above the second-place Boston Red Sox. At the plate, the Yankees are one of the best teams in the league. They are currently scoring 5.01 runs per game and hitting .241 as a team. This is the most runs scored per game and the 16th highest overall team batting average. They also have multiple men that can change the game with one swing of the bat. They are hitting 1.66 home runs per game, which is the highest average in the league. They can score multiple different ways, as they string together hits to create big innings or light up the scoreboard with a long ball. I expect the Yankees to stay aggressive once they have reached base safely as well. They have already stolen 43 bases this season, which is the 11th most. New York will attempt to move their runners into scoring position as quickly as they can, as they believe everyone on their lineup can drive in runs. Watch for Aaron Judge at the plate in this one. He has already hit 27 home runs this season, and he is currently hitting .295, which leads the team. I will be riding with the New York Yankees run line, -1.5 in this matchup. They are currently scoring the second most runs per game, and they are averaging the most home runs. They can score in multiple different ways, as they will string together hits and nuke multiple balls out of the park. The A's are currently allowing the 24th most runs per game, and they have already committed the 25th most fielding errors. They won't be able to slow the Yankees down when they are at the plate, and this game won't stay close for long. Oakland will also be starting Paul Blackburn in this one. In his last start, he was shelled, as he gave up 10 hits and 7 earned runs in his 4.0 innings pitched. He doesn't have what it takes to shut down this potent defense, and the Yankees will cover the run line spread, -1.5. The A's are also only scoring 3.15 runs per game, and they have the lowest overall team batting average. New York won't allow them to score many runs in this game, and they will take care of business at home. Our total pick is over 8.5 runs. And here is why. Moreover, with a .281 expected opponent batting average, a .432 expected opponent slugging percentage, and a 3.97 expected ERA, opponents are constantly making contact off Montgomery and driving in runs at will. The Bombers split their 4-game set with the Astros, with each win courtesy of a walk-off hit from MVP favorite Aaron Judge, including Sunday's walk-off 3-run shot. Paul Blackburn is putting together a strong season, and it's easy to think the upcoming game will be a low-scoring one as a result. However, the Yankees have one of the league's best lineups, and both teams look to step up at the plate and drive in runs throughout the game. The A's should constantly plate base runners with Seth Brown, Sean Murphy, and the rest of the lineup making contact against Jordan Montgomery to keep innings alive and allow runners to circle the bases. The Yankees, who score 5.01 runs per game, should run up a score with Aaron Judge, Anthony Rizzo, Giancarlo Stanton, and the rest of the batting order, swinging for the fences and powering the ball at will against Paul Blackburn and the entire A's pitching staff to drive in runs throughout the game. Toronto Blue Jays vs Boston Red Sox. Our team pick is Boston for the win. And here is why. Boston got off to a very sloppy start this season, losing 19 of its first 29 games. The Red Sox have bounced back in a big way, starting with a 6-game winning streak near the end of May. They added a 7-game winning streak at the beginning of June and are now on another 7-game hot streak heading into this series. Boston swept Detroit at the beginning of last week before doing the same in Cleveland over the weekend. The Red Sox are 11 games back of New York in the American League East, sitting in second place. They are currently holding on to the top AL wildcard spot though. Toronto was hot earlier this month, getting up to 12 games above the .500 mark on June 15th. The Blue Jays have been cold since then, losing 7 of their last 10 games. They have lost 2 out of 3 against the Yankees, White Sox and Brewers in consecutive series. Their series in Milwaukee came to a disappointing end with losses in each of the final 2 games, including a 10-3 setback on Sunday. They are in 4th place in the AL East, trailing New York by 12.5 games. Toronto is ahead of Cleveland by 2 games for the final AL wildcard spot, as all 3 spots belong to AL East teams. I understand why Toronto is favored to win this game, but this price is way too expensive against one of the hottest teams in baseball. Boston brings a 7-game winning streak into this series and is the top offensive team in the majors. The Red Sox might have a replacement starter on the mound, but Seabold has been outstanding in AAA so far this year. Gausman has struggled to keep runners off the bases in recent weeks, so this is going to be a tough test for him. I'll back the Red Sox as long underdogs, especially since Toronto has no experience facing Seabold. Our total pick is over 9. And here is why. Boston is coming off of consecutive sweeps, most recently a 3-game domination of the Guardians. The Red Sox won yesterday's finale 8-3 thanks to an offensive barrage, where they recorded 15 hits. Rafael Devers and J.D. Martinez each went 3-5 and Martinez recorded a pair of RBIs in the win. As for the pitching, Rich Hill earned the win. The veteran southpaw went 6.0 innings and allowed just 1 run on 5 hits and 4 walks. The Jays dropped the rubber match to the Brewers yesterday in a game where they were -154 favorites. It was a 10-3 final score, and all 3 runs came off of a 3-run blast from Alejandro Kirk in the top of the first inning. Jose Barrios was charged with the loss and he lasted just 2.2 innings in the finale. He allowed 8 earned runs on 8 hits and a pair of walks. These are 2 of the top offenses in baseball and they each rank inside the top 5 in both team batting average and ops entering this series. I expect we're in for a lot of runs throughout this series. While I touched on Gausman's success against the Red Sox, it's worth mentioning that Xander Bogaerts is 16 to 46.348 against him with a homer and 2 doubles. J.D. Martinez is 6 to 15.400 with a long ball and a double. Cleveland Guardians vs Minnesota Twins. Our team pick is Cleveland Guardians for the win. And here is why. After dropping the opening game of their series against Colorado 1-0 on Friday, the Twins bounced back to win 6-0 and 6-3 in the next 2 days and have now won 3 of their last 4. Minnesota now has a 2-game lead in the American League Central and will begin a 5-game road series. The Twins are 18-16 on the road this season and have split the 6 head-to-head games overall against Cleveland. After winning 11 out of 13 games, the Guardians are now on a 4-game losing streak after falling to the Twins 1-0 last Thursday and then being swept by the Boston Red Sox at home. The Guardians were outscored 18-8 in the 3 games they dropped against the Red Sox. Cleveland is 11th averaging 4.5 runs per game, 6th with 47 stolen bases, but only 28th with 54 home runs this season. Jose Ramirez leads the Guardians with 16 home runs, 63 RBI, 12 stolen bases, and is batting .303. Andres Gimenez leads the team with a .318 batting average and is tied with Ramirez with a team-best 3.1 WAR. Tristan McKenzie has pitched in 10 road games this season but will be making just his 4th home start on Monday. The Guardians have won each of McKenzie's 3 home starts this season and he has a 2.76 ERA in those games. Although Sonny Gray has also had an impressive season, I see this game being tight heading into the late innings, with the Guardians' advantages defensively, on the base paths, and in the bullpen giving the better value to the home dog. Our total pick is under 8. And here is why. The Twins have occupied the top spot in the AL Central for most of the season, however they have been unable to create much separation from both Cleveland and Chicago. They have an opportunity to increase their buffer heading into this series. Minnesota ranks 15th overall averaging 4.5 runs per game. The club ranks inside the top 10 with a .251 team batting average and a .733 ops. Byron Buxton leads the club with 19 home runs and 34 RBIs. The oft-injured superstar has evaded the Illinois to this point, and if he can remain healthy, Minnesota's offense should continue to produce at a similar clip. The Twins closed out Colorado by taking the final 2 games of the series including a 6-3 win on Sunday. After a disappointing weekend against Boston, Cleveland needs to reset quickly as they welcome their division rivals to town. At just 2.5 games back in the division, the Guardians have an excellent opportunity to close ground on the current AL Central leaders. Cleveland's offense ranks 11th overall averaging roughly 4.6 runs per contest. They own a .250 team batting average, 10th, and a .700 ops, 17th. Jose Ramirez has excelled to this point leading the club with 16 home runs and 63 RBIs putting him in the thick of the AL MVP race over the first 2.5 months. Both Gray and McKenzie have performed well in limited work so far. Despite each of them struggling last time out, look for them to recapture their form on Monday. Cleveland's offense has been scuffling during their mini-losing streak averaging just 2 runs per game over the last 4 contests. The Twins snapped out of the funk the last 2 days with 6-run efforts, but expect them to take a step back Monday against a dynamic young arm in McKenzie. The under 3-1 in Minnesota's last 4 games overall and has gone 4-0 the last 4 times these squads have met in Cleveland,